Welcome back to Comfort Breeds Complacency. This is episode 19. Today I got, say best friend, but more like brother, Ford. Our moms went to high school together way back. Can't say how long ago, but back in the day. And
you can't say it. You can't say it.
And, I mean, Ford was alive 2 years older than me when I was born, and he, met me right at birth, and we've been like brothers ever since. So today he kind of wanted to flip the tables and interview me, maybe just go over some of the kind of stories we've had back in the day or things that he knows about me that others might not know. So he wanted to come in and do that. So
all right, I love it. Thanks for letting me invite myself on here.
Yeah.
I don't have many accolades myself, so this is, I thought, would be a lot of fun to, like Nick said, flip the script on him, ask him some questions that I always have about some of his adventures, and I thought maybe some of you followers would enjoy it. So I just wrote down a few different questions that I had that I thought you might have some fun with and kind of chat through. So should we just hop right into it?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it.
All right.
Ooh, okay. This was one that I was thinking about for a while that I wrote down as my first question. What would be the last endeavor that you would redo? Like if you had to redo every single one except one, what would be the last one that you would want to do?
Of the ones I've already done?
Yeah, of the ones you've already done.
Okanagan.
Yeah.
That one definitely took the most out, I think, and especially doing it 3 times already. If somebody, I've had multiple people, after it was done, say, "Oh, are you going to do it again to try and get a better time?" I was like, no. As soon as I finished that one, that was it. I'm done with that one.
Yeah, it was that one or Africa was the two that I was kind of guessing. I thought those would probably be the two that were the most, I feel like they must have been so different. They're two types of endurance, right? One's an emotional endurance with the Africa trip, being solo for that long in a country that don't speak any of the languages and all that, versus the Okanagan where it's just nonstop for, what was it,
71 and a half
hours.
Yeah, so there's two different types. There's Moab style or the Okanagan swim where you start and then it's nonstop until you're done, which is anywhere from a day to 5 days, let's say. And then there's the Africa one where it's it's not as long straight each push, but you'd start in the morning and then let's say cycle all day, and then you have the night, but then it's way longer because it's for months at a time. So that one does weigh on you bigger, but for an immediate difficulty, the swim's still the hardest thing.
Yeah, the hard part with the swim as well, the Moab would have been insanely hard, but at least if you stop, you don't drown.
Yeah.
You're constantly doing something with the swim. That was always the thing that blew my mind the most, is just swimming to eat, treading water to eat, treading water the entire time.
You get excited for your whatever break, every hour break. And then you get there and you tread water and then you have to eat and scarf it down to try and breathe, and then you're back to swimming. You're like, oh, why'd I even look forward to that? Swimming's easier than the resting almost.
How much easier do you think it would have been if you could have gotten out at each stop? If that was part of the venture that you did, do you think that would have been just 10 times easier? Being able to get off onto the boat, eat your meal, and then hop back in? Or do you think that would have been almost harder because you have to kind of get out of the rhythm and then get back in?
Yeah, it definitely would have been body-wise probably helped rest, but also with swimming especially, you tighten up. After those distances, you get really tight if you stop. So I think, and mentally it's hard to get into water. Even with my training, sometimes I'll sit on the edge of the pool for 15, 20 minutes with my feet in before getting in, just because that initial, the jump in the water. Whereas putting on your running shoes and running, it's just... Yeah, it can be cold, but it's just you open the door and go. Whereas jumping into the water, it's just
it's always the worst part. You always got to psych yourself up. You're okay.
So that would be tough to go in and out. But yeah, but like I said, if it was something like what Ross Edgley did, where you're 6 hours in the water, then you're out for another 6 hours, that would probably be. It's hard to get in each time, but at least you have a solid rest, not just a few minutes each time.
Totally.
So.
Would you is that in your plan? Would you like to try that style? Or
Yeah,
do you
I think those style I enjoy more, like the Africa style trip where I'd go day after day, but go, then rest a bit, go, and then be able to conquer like a bigger endeavor or undertaking. I think I would like to do that with swimming. It's just, again, with Africa or cycling or running, you can push a cart or carry your stuff on your bike and go solo, right? So it's less overhead, whereas swimming, you'd need the boat and a crew with you at all times. Now it's not just for 5 days, it's for however long, the month or more. And then, so it's a lot bigger endeavor as far as logistics, but I definitely would like to do that.
Yeah,
just need more support.
Yeah, so. I always forget how much of an endeavor that is in terms of just other people's help that you need with swimming. You can't do that one with a small crew or solo. You need that kind of boat, like you said. So that makes sense. It would be cool to try that, but like you said, probably tough to orchestrate all that.
Even like the filming of it too. Like I can film myself swimming or cycling, but you can't really swimming. It's kind of hard. So
biking or running, you mean?
Yeah, biking or running, I can film myself, but swimming I can't. Yeah. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Cool. The other one I had that I thought would be a good one that I have some insight on, because I think I have some answers in my head and I want to see what you think. My thought was, what was like the original endurance thing that you did, like when you were a kid, like not since you've been an adult, but what was that first endurance venture that kind of gave you a taste of it? I had a couple answers
as a
but
kid.
Like the earliest one that you can think of, and I'm curious if you remember these ones that I wrote down.
As a kid,
like obviously it's not as the ones that I had in mind. They're not cycling across Africa at 8 years old.
I remember as a kid, I learned to cycle late in life, and like,
were you 12 when we finally got?
Yeah, well, my dad would put me on the bike, and then like as I'd get going, he'd push me like to give me a boost, and my handlebars would turn, I'd fall, and I just hated it. And then like eventually I got into it, and then we went up to like Canada Olympic Park mountain biking right away. But when I was a kid, you would be cycling or riding along the river, and I'd be running next to you instead. That
was one of the thoughts I had, was back in the day when we'd go for our mums would go running once a week, and so Nick and I would always tag along. I was always a bike guy or a wheel guy. I like to skateboard, like to bike, like to scooter, longboard, any of those, but I hated running so much. And so that was one of the thoughts I had, was just back when I was probably like 10 and you were probably 8 years old. Yeah. We'd go for like a 5K. They'd go for a 5K run and I'd just be biking. Nick would just be running beside me at 8 years old. I'm sure that, like, looking back, I wonder if people realized how funny it was that you could keep up with me on a bike running. But that was one of my thoughts. I had two others. One was the Mother's Day run. When we were a kid, like, I barely survived the 5-kilometer run, and Nick was doing like the 10K. I wish I'd asked one of our parents like the age. Do you remember when you did the first 10K?
No, we probably have the runner's bib somewhere around. Because in Calgary they have the Mother's Day run each year. Yeah, I remember we'd all get on the train together and go down and then do the run. Yeah, all of our families.
That was the second one. Then the third one that I thought of was, do you remember so we used to go to a family friend's cabin each year out, obviously, in Christina Lake. Yeah. And I don't know if we only did it once or if we did it twice, but we swam we didn't do the length of it, but we did the width of it, which I think was a couple kilometers swim.
Like a kilometer and a half across, so it'd be like 2 or 3 total.
Yeah, I can't remember if we swam back or if someone went and got the boat, because I know we went with the paddle boat along with us or something. But that was the one that I thought, I was like, you know what, I wonder if that was like the original endurance thing that you did, was the endurance swim across Christina Lake. I wish I knew what age we were. You're probably about the same age, probably about 8 and 10 or something like that. Maybe a little older, maybe like 10, 12. But still, I was thinking back. I remember you doing the whole length of that. I can't remember if I stayed in the whole time or if I had to take a break, but I remember I did do most of it. So
yeah, they actually have a ultra swim there now. It's like a 30K or 40K they do now, like an event they do, which it kind of came on right after I did my other swim or around that time.
Oh, funny.
So yeah, it's funny. But I remember also getting those huge, when we get across at the huge.
Oh, the marina?
Yeah, the huge freezies. At the marina.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think we did that 2 years. I think we did it a couple times, and I remember that too. But we have a photo. I will have to see if we can dig it out somewhere. But the group of us, all our family friends and us, all with the different ice creams and stuff.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, it's fun going out there and cliff jumping and
Yeah. Oh, anyways, that was kind of my thought was the earliest. So any others you can think of, or the running across along the river there was the one, and then Christina Lake, and then the Mother's Day run. Those were the three I could think of. I couldn't think if there was anything else that you.
I remember when I went like grad camping after high school one time, and I remember just thinking, like, I used to swim as a kid. Like, we did swimming lessons at the YMCA younger, but I hadn't swam in who knows how long. But in my mind, I was still like a swimmer. And we just went across the lake one night. And I remember the guy next to me was also like just one of our friends. He's like, yeah, I can make it. And I remember I made it fine, but I remember him like super struggling.
Oh, jeez.
And they had to bring like a little
Stone Cold Sober, right?
Yeah. And a little Explorer 300, like, or 3000, whatever, the little ones you at Walmart across. It's like a little raft.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to go pick him up, but I swam back. And I was like, I guess I still got it. But,
what was what lake was that?
Kukanusa. So it would have been like a kilometer across or so. But
was it the middle of the night, or was that during the day?
No, it was in the evening. It was dark. It wasn't super late, but it was dark at that point.
We never did see him again. He's still alive and well, though? He made it back?
Yeah, he did make it back.
Good.
Yeah,
Good. Happy to hear it.
Yeah, no, other than that, like, I didn't swim too much until I started doing triathlon again, but yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. That's a good answer. I like that. I love it. The other one that I've been wondering about, and this one's one of the most important questions. What was the best meal, either post endeavor or during one of your endeavors? What hit the most? What was that meal that you think back on? It was just chef's kiss.
Oh, I remember when I went to Haida Gwaii for that.
To what?
Haida Gwaii. It's like
is it a place or a thing?
It's an island off of like in BC, northern BC. It's like right below Alaska. I did a pack raft trip up there, and that was during COVID, and that was the one where my food bag got taken by the bear, the animal.
That's right.
So I was up there, and I had just like a couple Hornby bars for like a number of days.
Shout out Hornby.
Yeah, shout out Hornby. And then I remember coming home, like I had to call the trip a bit early because I didn't have food, and I was going to go, like I was living in Kelowna then, and I was going to go back to Kelowna, but I remember I came back and I surprised my parents here.
Right.
Like they didn't hear from me for like a day, and they're like worried, and I showed up at like midnight here, and they like were looking out, and they couldn't like comprehend that I was there. But I remember telling my friend Kellen, who picked me up from the airport, I was like, could you, like, I'll e-transfer you, but can you go pick up these supplies? And he went and got me, like, all this lasagna stuff and then, like, a huge tub of ice cream. I remember at, like, midnight starting to make the lasagna. So at, like, 2:30 in the morning, it was all done, and I ate, like, this huge lasagna and ice cream. It was, like, caramel ice cream or something, and a huge Caesar salad. So that was a good one after, because I hadn't eaten for however long. But
what about after Africa? That was the one that I was guessing. I thought maybe after or during Africa there was maybe one that stood out. Was there any that stood out the most? I mean, hard to top lasagna.
Yeah.
Did you not have garlic toast with the? I guess. Well, I mean, you can have celiac.
Yeah, I didn't.
Friendly.
Didn't make it that time. But
lasagna without garlic toast.
On Africa, there's. I mean, because I was eating tuna and stuff so much, when I finally got like rice and hard-boiled eggs and and
this was
veggies.
Like still during.
This was during. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say
that was like a really good meal.
I remember.
But afterwards,
seeing those photos.
Afterwards, I was in. And to be honest, I was eating so much like candy bars, because that's like a lot of what I could just find was like Bounty bars, Crunchy bars, or just like candy. So I just felt so gross, like all day eating sugars just to like keep going. But I finished in whatever the most south western point, Cape of Good Hope, and then you go back into Simonstown. It's called. It's like 50K outside of Cape Town, a bit more south. And there was like a little kind of quaint, like Navy town, like just like not like surf shops and little cafes and stuff. And they had this one restaurant that had steak. It was like steak and veggies and like a little bit of mashed potatoes. And they had this like
and was this at the end of the trip?
Yeah, this was after I like night I
finished.
Yes. And then went back up a couple 20 kilometers to the town to stay in the hotel now. But I was done the trip, and that night I got like 2 of those steaks in like to-go dishes, and it didn't probably look too appetizing in like the cardboard boxes, but it had like mushroom sauce on it too, like a truffle mushroom sauce. And that was like the first like nutrition I would have had in so long. So that was really good.
Did it leave you feeling nasty after, or was it feeling like, did you feel good after because it was actual food?
Yeah, no, I felt really good. Okay. You feel like fueled and like
I'm always curious.
You're craving real food, you know. Usually you'd be craving like treats or candy, but when I was just eating that, it was like So that was really good. I actually ate that. That's the only meal I ate for like the 3 days I was there at the end. I just kept getting those steaks every night.
Oh, how can you not?
Yeah.
Are you medium rare kind of guy?
Medium rare.
Yeah, it's the only way.
Yeah.
Medium.
My dad gets like a leather shoe.
Yeah, that's that older generation there. They like theirs like medium well, and I'm like, like, why? I could have whipped up something for free at home that tasted as good. So
another one that stands out during was in Mexico. I remember it's the longest I think straight ride I've done. It was like 406K in that one day where I went overnight, and it was coming into like the second night right before I was done, probably like 40 kilometers away from being done, and I found this little like roadside mango dealer, because they always were dealing these mangoes, and they give you this like full cup of like sliced mango, and they put the tahini on it. And it's like, that
is it good with the tahini?
Oh yeah,
because the tahini's got like some spice to it,
and
right?
Spice and salt.
Interesting.
So
it's like really spicy, salty, and like a sweetness to it.
Cool. Yeah. So that was one that stood out. That was like, really hit the spot.
All right. Well, let's keep the topic on food then. What besides Hornby, besides anyone you're sponsored by, what's the best like exercise snack that you're like, if you could only choose one? So none that you're sponsored by, so we're not stepping on toes here. He's not allowed to choose Hornby or any of his other sponsors. Someone you're not sponsored by, the best workout snack that if you only could choose one.
Like for you said, like mid workout.
Mid workout.
I don't know, what I was having in Moab, I really like the honey stinger waffles.
Oh, those things are so good.
But they're really flat too, so you can tuck them like anywhere.
They're almost like those Dutch waffles that they have. Have you ever had those?
No, probably not.
Yeah, I guess
gluten, but they're like, they stay together pretty well because they're kind of like sticky because of the honey.
Yeah, but
those are really good.
Those are
I really liked those.
I remember those from. I can't remember where I think my dad, when our dads did the Trans Rockies race, so they did the 7-day stage race. I guess that could be you didn't do that endeavor, but anyways, I'll circle back to that. They my dad was trying to figure out snacks to buy for that, and I remember he bought this whole thing of different snacks, and I remember those ones. There was like these shark ones.
Oh, Sharkies!
Sharkies! And both those were so good. I remember my dad's like, "Oh no, you can't. They're only for working out." I think he just wanted them all for himself, but they were so good.
They are really good. I forgot about Sharkies.
Yeah, I could not have pulled that out of my memory until I just started going down that. Well, since we're on the topic, then what? Did the Trans Rockies, like your dad doing the 7-day stage race with the biking, did that ever like spike your interest in? Yeah,
I think, I mean, so what it was is like, Trans Rockies, they were in teams, so you'd have a partner, and it was a stage race. You'd cycle all day, and then you'd get to a different town
It was
or
through
place,
the mountains. It was
yeah,
like cross country.
Yeah, through like Fernie, Nipika, all those places.
Yeah, something Swan Lake.
Swan Lake, yeah, something like that. So our family and I, like our families would each have an RV, and we'd drive to the next spot, and then they would be cycling all day and get there, and then they'd have the evening to rest, and then but yeah, that was, I mean, like I said, if you would have told me in high school or something I'd do what I'm doing now, I didn't even know it was an option to do, or people are doing it, right? Because I was so into baseball and stuff then, right?
Interesting.
It's just different, but I'm sure it like seeped into me seeing that like back in the day and what they went through and knowing, like I always hear my dad's stories about cycling across America. I mean, he'd always tell us the stories about.
My dad was gonna go on that trip, but he wussed out because he didn't want his business to go under while he was away.
A couple months.
Yeah, didn't he get like attacked by a few dogs
off
or something?
The dogs in Kentucky. Just like hearing all those stories, I think those probably like I always thought about that'd be cool to do someday, but I wasn't on the path to do it until I started the triathlon stuff. Yeah. But Trans Rockies was probably very like eye opening, and just seeing like all the other athletes and knowing that that's a thing people do. And
I still remember the stress of just sitting at that. Like I wish I knew exactly how old. I think I was about 12, so you're probably about 10. And I remember sitting at the finish line, and you'd just be waiting for that. Like each day was like there was like a finish line for that stage. And I just remember the stress of like, oh man, where are they? Where are they? And it felt like eternity.
And they don't have trackers like they do now. No,
that's a good point. Yeah, you just kind of were waiting until they came in, and then you see these people that you had like gotten used to them beating. Mm-hmm. Like on day 4, you see these guys coming in that they had beat the last 3 days. You're like, oh no, what have they done? And then you see them coming, and they're just like mud head to toe. And you're like, yeah.
And then they tell you, oh, this broke, or that fell off
went
this.
The wrong way.
Like,
Gary led me astray.
Yeah. So that was, and then we would, at night, we'd try and hustle and make like $5 for washing somebody's bike.
Yeah, we used to collect people's bikes and go wash them. Yeah, $5 a bike. I remember there was a kid there that told us we were charging too much, and I just told him to get lost. Like, come on, $5 to clean a nasty bike? That's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, and they're so like they don't want to deal with that after cycling all day.
No, $5. Like, even with inflation, man, that's cheap. I remember one guy, he was from one of the cities or one of the little towns, and instead of paying us each time, or maybe he paid us as well, I can't remember, but he's like, when we get to my town, you find me, I'm gonna get you free passes to the park or the water slides there or something. I think it was like an indoor pool or something. And I remember us being like, yeah, let's do it. And we went there and enjoyed the pool very, very much after cleaning all those muddy bikes.
I think I smashed didn't I get like cut my face on the
wasn't that
guy's bumper at the end?
It was, wasn't it?
It's like a hitch or something. Hitch.
Oh, was it?
I was going for like $1 or something. I sliced it. Yeah.
I always thought it was your shin. I remember you smacking it on the hitch, but it was your eye.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta be careful with those eyes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, when we were younger, whenever my mom would be out of town, like Ford would be over, and it was just my dad and I, and then Ford would come, and we always would make some extravagant purchase while my mom was away, like a pool table. We built a tree house one time, a dog.
Got a dog from a parking lot.
Zeke bought a dog. Just stuff like that.
PS3 or PS2 back then or something.
Day. But then we also got airsoft guns, and we used to play airsoft, like have the goggles and the guns and like run around the neighborhood and shoot at each other. And think about it now, like running around they literally look like full L9 6A1 sniper rifles, and except for a little orange on the tip.
Yeah, a little orange on the
running
tip.
Around now, you'd probably actually get shot. But I remember one time we were out in the tree. My dad was in the treehouse. We were playing at night, like it was getting to be dark.
Yeah, it was getting dark.
It was like
I think you had sunglasses instead of like proper glasses this time.
Or they were tinted or something. Yeah. So it was like getting to be like the last 10 minutes we were playing. It was dark. I came into the backyard and I like couldn't see anything. So I pulled down my glasses like barely, and then all of a sudden I just got hit with like airsoft pellets right in my eye, like dead in my eye. And what happened was my dad was up in the treehouse. He wasn't even looking. he was just
I'm
like
just
heard me,
impressed that he hit you in
and
the
he was
eye.
like sprayed like this, and he hit like couldn't have been a more perfect bullseye right in the pupil. And like, oh, I thought I was blind, and we had to go to the hospital, and like I had this patch on my eye, and I couldn't. It was blurry for like a month after.
I remember that sleepover.
Yeah.
I still remember Wendy to your dad like, well, I didn't. What were you thinking, Garrett? Well, I didn't mean to. I didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Just such
yeah, Dad shot me in the eye, but it's all right. It worked out.
Hitch to the eye, airsoft to the eye.
Yeah.
Any other eye traumas?
Yeah, probably some, but no, I mean that was yeah. We'd always get some of my shoes away. So
yeah, I think she stopped going away on events because she knew that something was gonna happen. It was only a matter of time.
Oh yeah.
All right, let me take a sip here. All right, last food-related thing that I can think of. Besides Red Bull, what would be the dream sponsor? Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be like the coolest thing, but like what product would be sweet to just get given to you? What's the dream sponsor outside of the ones you have already?
Probably be some like some apparel brand, like a North Face type of thing. That
Hoka.
Hoka. Yeah,
Hoka?
I don't know how it's pronounced. I say Hoka, but
Hoka's the thing that you smoke out of.
Yeah. So lots of that in Egypt. But yeah, probably something like that, or I don't know, just something that has a good community around it. Like
North Face would be pretty sick. Do you wear a lot of North Face gear?
Yeah, or just any like outdoor product, Arc'teryx, something like that. Something that could have like
hook my boy up.
Yeah, or I don't know, just something that would relate to the type of things you're doing, right? So.
What brand bike is your old stubborn?
Oh, he's Kona, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's been a really good bike too. Yeah.
Stubborn.
Old stubborn doesn't quit.
Are you young stubborn?
Yeah, I'm just
or are you
stubborn.
The older stubborn.
My dad's the oldest. Stubborn.
That's true. He's generation 1 stubborn.
I'll be young stubborn, but no, yeah. I mean, and like anything that has a good community or would be sweet to be a part of. So
that's a good answer. I didn't even think of that. I was thinking food. I was thinking like peanut M&Ms or something.
Although Annie's gluten-free.
Oh, Annie's,
mac
that's a
and
good
cheese
answer.
Or M&Ms. Yeah, I love peanut M&Ms.
My man would be eating free 90% of the time.
Yeah, no, Annie's has been with me through a lot of the endeavors. It's easy to go down. It's quick. It's warm. Yeah. But the thing is, you got to cook it, so it's harder to. Unless you have the little ones that go in the microwave, but
that's true.
But the peanut M&Ms is what got me through like Mexico.
That's
that was
right.
Like what I ate all throughout Mexico was those peanut M&Ms.
Yeah. On each of Nick's ventures or travels, he always because I've always been a huge peanut M&M connoisseur. But he always brings me a pack from wherever he's been, and so I have. Oh man, I need to like organize them all. I wish I had separated them. I've kept every one of the wrappers, but I didn't label them, which I'm kicking myself for. I'm sure I could figure out a way somehow.
On the ingredients or something.
The best ones by far, I will say it here, is France. France has the best peanut M&Ms.
Yeah, they were really good.
They remind like old Canada peanut M&Ms were top tier. Lately, they've been slipping. I feel like the peanut quality is not as good. But France, those guys got some good peanuts in their M&Ms.
The Mexican ones are really good, too.
Yeah, they were, actually.
What's been the worst ones?
The goat milk ones were weird.
Which was that? That was Saudi?
Saudi.
Or Egypt, maybe.
I think it was Egypt.
Yeah.
Like, they just had a weird taste to the... Like, it wasn't the peanut. It was like the milk chocolate. Yeah. Like, didn't taste like milk chocolate. So...
Yeah. Well, a couple of those might have been a little crushed.
Well, the crushed was no issue. I mean, that was fine. It was just like it had a weird taste to it. Like, they were okay for one or two, but you really noticed it the longer, deeper into the bag you got. It was like, what is that?
It's funny, though, because a couple times I was really hungry. But all I would have is like whatever tuna and this, or like if I wanted a treat, the only thing would be yours left. I'm like, I literally can't.
Nick's fighting for his life, like has no food. He's like, I can't. Yeah. I gotta die before I eat Ford's peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
I grant you permission to eat those peanut M&Ms in future endeavors if you're dying. Or did you just keep buying new ones? It turned out they've all been Canadian peanut M&Ms from the airport.
Yeah, when I get back.
You're like, oh man, I ate them, didn't I?
Yeah.
Thought it was funny that they were all in English and all said made in Canada.
Yeah, and I brought, what was the other one? 7 nuts or something.
Those were surprisingly good, not bad. Or was though
they were what, South African?
I feel like those ones were pretty good.
Yeah, they just had like literally 7 in the package.
That's right. Yes, there's only 7 in there. But I feel like I remember those ones being pretty good. They were like a knockoff peanut M&M.
Yeah, I can't remember where from.
Can you have Reese's?
Yeah. Reese's.
Have you tried the Reese's peanut butter one? Like they're the Reese's Pieces, but they have a peanut in them.
Oh no,
dude, they're so good.
Peanut butter, chocolate, and peanut. That'd be good.
It's a peanut M&M, but with
peanut butter
instead of chocolate. It's so good. You gotta find them. I think they're at Walmart. Is I think where I got it. Shout out Walmart.
Those are good.
They're so good. Reese's has been stepping up their game. They've got a lot of good ones. Have you tried like the peanut butter cup that's like extra deep, but it also has the Reese's Pieces in it?
No, I don't like. They're mixed in. Oh.
Yeah, so it's like instead of just being like a small little peanut butter cup, it's like double tall, but then there's the Reese's Pieces in it.
That would be good.
It's good. It would fuel you for many endeavors.
Yeah, I get the fats, sugars, and carbs.
Literally. It's everything you need. All right, let's see what else I got here. All right, here's a hard-hitting, important question. It's a would you rather.
All
right. Are you... Would you rather use that washroom from Africa, the standing one, the cockroach one, the viral one.
In Kenya.
The one, is that where it was?
Yeah, northern Kenya.
Or would you have to rather pack out your poop like you did in Moab? What's the answer? What are we preferring? There's pros and cons to each.
Yeah.
Moab, you get the view.
Yeah, I'd probably honestly rather use that bathroom again. I don't like packing.
No, that's uncomfortable.
I never used the bag in Moab. Like, I didn't have to go. I made it to the aid station whenever I had to go, which was good.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say you didn't poop for 5 days. I was gonna say that's not helping, my friend.
But yeah, no, I've had to do that in the past, and I hate doing that. It feels wrong.
Yeah, I've done it once or twice on hikes, and it's man was not meant to pick up their own poop.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like you're a dog or something, but. No, that bathroom in Kenya was pretty wild, though, because I'd just gone through Ethiopia, which I thought was going like the worst is over now. But then northern Kenya was pretty like rudimentary up there too. Wasn't much, so pretty barren. Yeah, that was like cockroaches all on the wall, just like a squatting hole. Yeah, and then later on in the trip, I had the cockroach in my ear that crawled in and was alive for a day, fluttering around, and then it died, and I had to get it pulled out.
I guess if you had to go to the hospital for any of them, that's probably a good thing to go for. How many views did that cockroach bathroom get you?
Oh, on Instagram?
Yeah.
I don't know, it was like 60,000 or something, I think.
Classic
something
internet. Yeah, post a nasty bathroom, and people are like, share that, like that, comment.
Yeah, that was it was gross.
Yeah, I there was some bathrooms like that in Peru, and I would take that over packing it out because that's just rough.
Yeah, a lot of like early on in the trip was those holes, especially in like Egypt or Saudi. A lot was like that, and a lot didn't have like toilet paper, obviously. So it'd be like,
oh no,
yeah, there'd be like a shower next to it that you kind of just like walk to after.
You just have to do like a walk of shame and then shower off.
Oh yeah,
that's rough.
Waddle of shame. Yeah.
At least they had a shower. Nice of them to give you a nice shower next to it.
Yep. Yeah, but after that in Kenya, it was not bad. It got better for sure.
How satisfying was actually having like a proper toilet after that?
Yeah, nice. When they work, like a lot of the time they didn't work either.
Ooh,
or like the
rough.
Shower. I remember one time it was just like a literal one drip. It took me like an hour to just sit under it just to get wet enough to like get some dirt off. But yeah, no, it was you take for granted the luxuries you have until they're gone for sure.
I remember on my Peru trip, me and a buddy went to Peru, and the two things I missed most were food and then a proper bathroom.
Yeah.
Those were the two things that when I got home, and my bed.
Yeah.
Bed's always a classic answer, but the one that surprised me most was the bathroom. I did not expect that going. Before the trip, I was like, oh, I'll miss my bed and I'll miss my food. And then I'm like, did not expect to miss my throne.
Yeah, the bathrooms. Or a lot of the showers were not hot. So even if you get a shower, it'd be cold.
Just cold.
And like here or whatever, if you've had a workout, it's not bad to have a cold shower. But if you're already cold, it's like, you just want a little
that would
warm.
Suck.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. So like on some of those rainy, nasty days, you just get in there and have a cold shower. Oh,
yeah.
That's awful. It's like might as well just stayed in the rain.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I remember one, it was like, hadn't had warm water for like weeks. And then it was a super rainy, cold day. And it was the one time it was warm. I was like, oh. I remember just standing in it till it got cold, like the hot water went away. It wasn't very long, like 5 minutes.
10 seconds.
But I was like, oh, I needed this one.
Yeah, the blessings of being from a first world country, my friend.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else Ford's written down here. Ooh, I like this one. This one I was happy. I patted myself on the back when I wrote this one down. What was the scariest moment in any of your ventures? Is there one that stands out? We could do like two, like one like maybe like a person danger sort of thing, and then one maybe like an actual like during it.
Yeah. Well, one where my heart really like dropped is when I was going from Djibouti to Ethiopia in the Africa one, because like I do videos for all of these, and I've taken videos, and I was at the border crossing there.
Oh, right.
And I was told in Djibouti that you're not going to be able to bring your bike across to Ethiopia. Like they won't let you go across. So I was literally going there like on a whim, hoping I could get across. And they asked me for like a registration for my bike. I'm like, in Canada, we don't have that, right? So I brought out my boating license that I had on my phone, like, because it's called a pleasure craft operator's license, and I covered like Boat Smart in the corner and showed them that, and they let it go through. And then they were like doing my stamp on my passport in the office, like barely an office. There's like goats around and everything, and I was filming just like low key, like phone on my body, just to like get for the vlog and stuff,
for the views.
Yeah,
he does this for you
to get the like. It was really cool. Like, it's a unique thing. You don't really see that too much, right? Those type of crossings. So I was trying to get that, and then right as they did it, I stopped the video, turned my phone off, like low key. But then they asked, like, what was that? Let me see your phone. And then you have to play dumb, like, what do you mean? And they say, I'm like, open it, and they see it, and then they just looked at me like, and then they kept going like, why'd you do this? You were right, you could have left. Why'd you do this?
You're like, I didn't mean to.
And they all have guns, and then they're going and get this other big boss, and then he's looking at me all. So I was like, no, like I was set, I was good to go, and now. That one really like, I was like, oh no, what's going to happen?
Was it like a fear for your life type fear, or fear for your trip type fear?
Well, I didn't know if they were going to put me in like a jail there, or like
imagine that phone call.
Yeah, well, I don't think you'd get the phone call as the thing.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah, they're not going to give you gluten-free food. They're not going to, it's going to just be.
They're not giving you a warm shower, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, so I don't know. Then your guess relying on the Canada, or I'm a U.S. citizen as well, so America try and get you home. But I mean, you could end up like, whatever, Brittany Griner or one of those people that are, in jails. And she was the one in Russia, the basketball player for however long. But, these people that are over there and they're just there for however long, So, yeah, that one kind of worried me a bit. But, we talked our way out of it, and kind of gave them some cash. And
did you actually, you paid them?
Yeah, I had to.
They asked for the money?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. And so they're like, give us money or else we're taking you somewhere?
Oh, they didn't say that, but they said if you want to go, then yeah.
Dang.
So, yeah, that was a little iffy. Another one was in Mexico when the guy tried to steal my boots off my bike.
That's right.
And then I had to like
Were they hookahs?
confront him. No, they were my
Not your
military
hookahs?
boots. No, and that because I need them to climb Pico de Orizaba, the volcano there, the highest point. And then he was like yelling at me in Spanish and like hopped. You could tell he's just aggravated, and like I had to kind of like I took my knife out to like just show that I had it and stuff. And then he was on the phone at this time though also. Like he was yelling at me and then on the phone, and then he like jetted off, and I still had probably 30-ish K to the nearest town. And I remember thinking just like, oh, I don't know if he's going to call somebody to like be waiting for me up ahead, or they're going to come up behind me and like hit me with something while I'm going. So I like crossed the road and went to oncoming traffic in that shoulder so I could see what was coming, at least from me this way.
Yeah.
So I knew nothing was coming from behind me, but I like definitely increased the wattage to that next town there. That was just stuff like that. So
did he steal them, or did you just try?
Well, no, they were strapped. So he like grabbed them as he went by, and then they slung back, and then he got angry. But yeah, no, that was iffy. Or I guess going into Cape Town and the guy punched me, tried to steal my phone.
I was thinking that when you were talking was that you got sucker punched in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Like what a way to end the trip. Like last day, or was it second last? Or?
Last like 2 kilometers, like last 5 minutes. I was like in Cape Town basically, like the last merging into like the city traffic, and got suckered by the guy, came out of the bush, tried to steal a phone.
I mean, in some ways, I guess it's good to be at the end of the trip. That way you're not thinking about who's the next guy that's going to sucker me.
Yeah, but I mean, I was so diligent the whole time to be ready to protect myself. And then you're 5 minutes away. You're so excited. And then like, down. Yeah, but then I had just gotten that phone too in Tanzania, like 2 countries 4, because my other one broke because of the rain and stuff. So I was like, I cannot lose this phone. I cannot. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. Other than that, it's just kind of the situation you're in. Like, I mean, with the trucks, it's never up to you. Like, I mean, you'll be as safe as you can, but you have to.
Was there any like scary situations not involving people, like an experience, like during your Malachi swim or anything, or the swim in Okanagan or anything?
I mean, in the Okanagan one, the crew was more worried just because I was like, you're at the point where you could be falling asleep while swimming. Yeah. But I was confident myself there. Molokai, that one's a bit more daunting because, I mean, you're going into a channel with sharks and things at night, and you are just like, it's pitch black. There's no lights around. So when it's like the feeding time and I'm getting pulled away from the boat, like my water ball's on the string, so I'm drinking it, but I'm getting pushed away.
You're feeling like the
quick,
tension of the string.
And the kayakers are switching, so they're not with me anymore, so they don't have the shark shield around. So now I'm like 100 feet away from the boat. It's pitch black, like in the swells, so the boat will disappear and then it'll like come up on the swells. So like that's kind of a bit nerve-wracking, but you can't think about like what could happen because you'll just paralyze yourself.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
You're in that position, you've accepted the risk, like you just have to do what you have to do at that point.
If I'm treading water too long behind my boat in my lake, I'm like, okay, there's no sharks in here. We're good, right? We're good.
Or if it touched the seaweed or something, you don't know. Like,
yeah, we don't joke about seaweed. That's not funny.
But I mean, yeah, when I got hit with the jellyfish, I kind of just got more angry then, or like in pain. It wasn't as much scary anymore. I was just like in so much pain. But even in like Africa, when like it wasn't much scared, but you're conscious of like the elephants when you're around. When that one came out of the bush right next to me in Zambia, and it's like I had to jump in that guy's van. That's a wild video. Yeah, jump in his van. He had his pistol out.
What were you doing? I was just watching the elephants, man.
Yeah, I'm letting them pass, and one came out right in the bush beside me. But knowing they're like huge, fast, or like seeing those stable antelope, they're like huge. They look like just massive with huge horns.
Are those the ones that have like the straight up type horns?
Yeah, it's like they're black with like white on them, and it's straight up, like huge. Anyways, there was like a herd of them, probably like 20, and they're staring at me, and then they like turn and ran through the bush, but they don't go around trees and stuff. They just run straight, and like things break around them. So they're so like, if they went at you, you'd be done, you know? Or just like, yeah, knowing that there are lions around, there are things. I never saw lions besides that safari I did, but yeah, I mean, just anything like that, you never know. Or while you're camping, like if there's people that could take your stuff or, you know. So.
Did you find that do you think you saw less wild animals than you thought you were going to, or about what you expected, or less, more?
Probably less than I thought, but later on the trip I saw a lot. Like Botswana was like a zoo, basically. Like you see so many. Earlier on the trip, I saw lots of animals, just not your typical African in your mind, like the big five or whatever. But I saw like every day goats, cows. Basically every country had camels too.
Daily deer.
Yeah, daily deer. Baboons, lots of baboons, but. Yeah, seeing the big wildlife later on was sweet, like the giraffes, zebras, elephants, warthogs, things like that were cool. But yeah, that was highlights for sure. But yeah,
all right, I like it. You kind of answered this earlier, and I didn't. This was when we had already gone off track once, so I thought a double off track might be too many. I'm a pretty good podcaster. I know not to get off track twice in a row. You said that in like high school, you would have never saw yourself doing this sort of stuff, which was surprising to me because I was trying to think back to you as a kid, and literally the most stubborn child I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. Quite literally the most stubborn human, and I always thought this kid's gonna either run the world or I don't even know what else. He's gonna decide what he wants to do it and do it. So when you said that you were surprised, I was kind of shocked because I mean, growing up, obviously stubborn as a mule. Thank you, Gary, for that. And then also just you've always been a specimen in terms of running with me while I'm biking along. So do you think telling 8-year-old Nick that this is what you do, you think he'd be surprised by that?
Yeah, I don't know, because like when I was in baseball playing, I would always...
Well, that was just a phase.
Yeah. Well, I'd always did excel, and like even if we were just doing like conditioning stuff.
Yeah.
Like I always really enjoyed that when everybody hated it. Same going through like university, everything, like the punishments that we do, running poles or running this or that or sprints. It was always like exciting. I felt like I could compete with people or just like
yes, excited about the punishment.
I enjoyed doing that. So yeah, I mean, I guess I could see it if you told me. It's just when I was playing. Yeah, when I was playing baseball, I mean, it wasn't like social media wasn't how it was now either. It's like you didn't see everybody signing up for a marathon or 100-mile race or a half Ironman or like that's kind of, even when I started, it was like it wasn't like a big fad almost. Like I'm seeing all these people that are getting into it now, and I remember like that's a phase I was in, whatever, 4 or 5 years ago when I was just trying to figure it all out alone, doing the runs alone, doing things. So
it's probably just our age group is getting to that point where you either get into slow cooking or grilling or you run endurance things, and we've gone down opposite routes. I'm like, ooh, like a slow cooker, ooh, grilling.
Yeah.
Nick's like, ooh, 400-mile run where I pack out my own poop. Yes, please.
Yeah, it's funny how life goes. That was one thing I was going to ask you. Is I've known obviously for my whole life, but what's it been like transitioning from being, I don't know, on your like professional career and going up as a student and traveling like to Peru with your buddy Ryan and things, and then all of a sudden having family now, kids. What's that been like?
Yeah, I mean, the kids,
I know it's like seeing your kids. It's crazy just seeing like your sisters and their kids and everybody growing now. It's like,
yeah, well, I mean, it's so weird because you were basically like our fourth sibling, because I've got the 2 older sisters, and you were basically always just one of the family. It was never like you were just a friend. It was always basically just a family. I mean, everyone always thought we were twins growing up because you were so tall for your age and I was so stunted for mine. That 2-year gap worked out perfect. We were the same height and similar looks, and so it's weird having kids now because everything always, and I think this will get even weirder the older they get because they're 4 and 2, so they're still in that stage where they're younger than what I can remember. So I think it'll be funny once they start getting into sports and doing activities, like once they start watching SpongeBob or something, right? I think that'll be kind of funny. I think I'll have lots of like throwbacks to like
flashbacks.
This reminds me way too much of me and Nick and
Saturday
and
mornings running to watch.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. It's priorities just really shift, right? It goes from being, because I'm the opposite of you. All my sports have always been short. I Olympic weight lifted where you're done in about 15 seconds, and then wrestled where you're done in 6 minutes. So very different style, but I was always an athlete, and so that's kind of back burner now, and I try to stay active. But yeah, priorities now, just spending time with the kids, making sure they're growing up in a good home and everything. So it's funny seeing all these little things. It brings back a lot of the excitement of things, right? Things that have become so mundane to us, right? You get kind of desensitized to seeing these things 1,000 times, and then the kids see a balloon and they're like, oh my god, it's a balloon. And so it's fun getting to be a kid again, playing like keep up with the balloon. Like we were playing that with my oldest last week, and it's just fun getting to be a kid again with
snowball
kids.
fight the other day.
Yeah, snowball fight. Like it's a good excuse, and I think your dad was always amazing at this, and I think this is why Gare's so good with kids, is he's just a big kid, right? So when you hang out with Gary, it's not like you're sitting at the table all hoity-toity, or you're, I'll sit down and be quiet. No, he was up in the tree fort playing airsoft with us at 60 years old. He's in the water at the YMCA doing like he was the whale under the floaty, and he'd be flipping us. So it's just cool getting to do the opposite, or be on the other side of it, right? Now I'm the one in the water making the boat rock and
telling stories.
Telling stories. So I enjoy that, man. It's been a lot of fun seeing on the other side. And the second layer to that is it's really cool seeing our parents then be grandparents or uncle, great uncle and aunt for Wend and Gare. And it's just cool getting to see the another generation just have so much fun and love with that stuff. So I think that's been really cool. But I don't really know if that answers a question.
No,
I'm apparently not as good at podcasting as I thought, because I definitely lost the train of thought.
No, that was good. Yeah, I was saying I had a video of my dad. I could tell how he grew up with no sympathy, because he like your son Kai threw a snowball at him, and then he turned around and hit him right in the face with one. 4 years old, so no for your eyes.
No, Gary's not going to take it easy on you. If you let down your guard, he'll take you out. That's so funny. So many good memories with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let me see. I think I got a few more here. We can rapid fire them. How we doing on time?
Yeah, good.
All right, here we go. This is another one that I was thinking of the other day. Growing up, you were always very like routine based, very like superstitious isn't the right word, but you were very routine based. Like every time he would get in the water, as soon as you got out, you had to have a dry suit on, like instantly. So there was always these kind of routines that whenever something happened, you would have that routine in place. So is there anything superstition or routine based that has to happen every time that you do an endeavor, or is there no superstitions with that? Like I know Crosby's had the same jock strap since he was like in Pee-wee. So is there anything any versions of that for you?
When I was playing baseball, I mean, it's really it's just like, again, routine.
Is it like hockey where they have
see them every time they get out to bat, like take their glove and do a certain thing or tap. So I mean, when I was playing ball, I had a lot of those, but I mean, I still do the exact same routine every time I shower every day. Like
do you?
The exact same. Yeah.
Like same order?
Yeah, everything. Or like
That's hilarious. What's the order? Are we going feet first, or are you not a feet guy for showering?
No, I do. It's just like it's how I soap and then how I wash. And just
do you hit pits first and then
arms?
and then fade?
Arms.
Please don't tell me that you're doing face last.
Face last.
Face last?
Yeah.
Do you at least like wash your hands in between?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm just picturing like going straight from
No.
pits to face. Like that's
face
not a
is
good.
its own separate.
That's its own thing.
But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I'm sure there are that I just.
If you're showering with a routine, there's got to be some routines in there.
Yeah, I mean, or like, yeah, it's probably just like OCD stuff, like running, tapping certain feet or certain.
Do you have OCD? Do you have self-diagnosed OCD?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
You know what? I never thought of that. That does make a lot of sense for you. There are some obsessive, compulsive things for you. I'm more like the ADHD style, and it makes a lot of sense now.
Chewing things and yeah, but
you have to like hit your shoe like a certain way each time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure if you talk to like girlfriend Tasha, she'd tell you all sorts of things I do that I just don't even realize, but. Yeah, I mean, not specific for like, the things. Yeah, no, not really. But I mean, warming up.
Really. As he says, he showers the same routine.
Warming up I guess before like the gym or doing stuff before my swims, I do have the same like warm up I'd have since baseball days or like things like that.
Rotator cuff warm up.
Yeah, rotator cuff stuff like this one. And people are always like, they'll see kids will see me doing it in the pool and they'll do it back and stuff. It's like,
you're like, just rotating. I'm warming up my rotator, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, I don't know. I try not to let it get too
out of control.
Too out of spiral, so I don't end up like paralyzing myself.
That's funny. I didn't realize that. You blew my mind with the OCD thing. That makes maybe you should have been a psychologist. Self-diagnosed.
Not too late, I guess.
Yeah, 2025 is the year of self-diagnosis, isn't it? All right, let's see here. Anything else that I like? Okay, here we go. I like this one. And you might not have an answer, but a lot of times there's like a mental or a physical barrier to like succeeding in these endeavors. Was there ever an endeavor you tried or finished that like a mental point was the barrier, like where you stopped due to a mental barrier or blockage that way?
They all have ups and downs. It's like you swing on a pendulum from like good to why am I doing this? What am I even doing? To, back and forth. But like, yeah, I remember one time I was doing Everesting, like where you climb the height of Everest. It was in Kelowna on my bike, Knox Mountain. So I ended up doing it, but the first time I tried it, I got like maybe a third of the way. And I had something go wrong on my bike that it was like...
could have been fixable, but...
Yeah, like it would have taken some effort to fix. And I remember thinking just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And just like stopping then. But,
did you stop that time?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so you didn't do the Everesting on the first try?
No, on that one. And then I remember though, just thinking like, still, if you're not telling anybody you're doing it, and then you still put up 100 and something kilometer ride, it looks like a success, right? But mentally it's like... it's
a failure in your books.
So, yeah, that or like, I don't know. Like with the swims, I was in pretty bad shape with them. Like my dad was the one that would pull me out, but those ones felt like, I could have done more. Kind
of a combination of the two, right? Like you have kind of like with the bike thing, right? The bike goes wrong and you have that out almost, right? That's the hard part, I think, with some of these mental battles is I think the hardest part I would assume in these mental things is not taking those outs that you're given. Because I'm sure during all these ventures, there's some out that you could take, right? Yeah. Like even on your successful swim, right? Like there was times throughout that swim where it's like, oh man, like is he gonna take the out? Not that anyone should ever blame you, because these distances are insane, right? Like it's not like it's, to me and other people, it shouldn't be a failure, but when you've set that goal, it is a failure by not finishing in one sense. So I feel like those successful ones, you kind of have to come over that, like something goes wrong and then you mentally have to decide, nope, this isn't going to let me kind of end here because of this. Like you have to mentally push through that as long as you physically can. So did you feel like the first or second year of swim like had some mental that you kind of, like I know the chafing was pretty wicked.
One was pretty, that one was, but I know the one after, like my shoulder did, and it was frustrating because like you can't control that. And I was trying to swim with one arm, and then it got too windy, so we pulled the boat to the side, and they're like, okay, we can stay here for a while, see if it'll pass, like try and work on your arm, see if it'll go. And then I remember just being like no, it's just call it.
Yeah.
So like I could have, I guess, stayed, but in my mind it like tainted the kind of endeavor, like getting pulled out and going to the side, and like I don't know, it just didn't feel the same. Same with like Moab last year when I got to, the 100-mile point. I was racing because of my knee, obviously, again, not something I could have really controlled, but I got to the cutoff point. Like, I made it in time.
Yeah.
And I could have just not done anything and left like within the couple minutes I had and gone right away. But like my feet were so bad shape. I had to take care of the stuff. So you take your shoes off, and then like they're like, hey, you have like 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. Like, what can I help you? And I was just like, oh, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that's a pretty good answer. I like that.
So yeah, but then again, you do think of like those in the future, or they fuel like, again, when I was doing my Mexico ride or things like that, you still remember the swim, the failure. You remember like in Moab this year, I remember the exact spot where I was at last year when you got hurt, or the exact spot when you stopped. So yeah, I don't know, they do. Sometimes you have to go through that.
Oh, huge. Yeah. I mean, if I walked out onto the streets and tried to run 240 miles, I wouldn't be able to physically, but mentally, you just, without those past failures or those past attempts or past successes, you don't have those times that you kind of probably think back on like, oh, you know what? This is what I had to think about and dig into. And if I just get over this barrier, I know it'll swing back to that good moment, right? So that's got to be, just the more reps in anything in life, I'm sure mentality, like mental toughness, has to be one of the things that's the hardest to really learn, right?
Yeah. Well, I remember even last year at Moab, like I felt like I was done at the aid station before the one I stopped at.
Yeah.
Like I was just so done, and I was sitting there. I was almost going to like just run the clock out there. And then, because there was just a couple minutes left, and this one guy came in and he was like puking so much, and he's like, he had done one of the other 200 ones already. Yeah. So he could do that distance. I remember him saying like, oh man, I just know my body, like I'm done. I think it's pretty cool now that like my failures are like 89 miles, It's like I remember the days where... Is this what he said? Yeah, this is what he said. It's like, cool. I remember days where I couldn't run a marathon, right? Like running a marathon would be a success, and now my failures are double, triple that.
I like that. That's cool.
And so then I got up and went again. I stopped at the next one, but I was like thinking that. But I guess there also is a difference between putting yourself out there like publicly and saying, like with the swims, saying huge, like, hey, I'm going to do this. This is the date I'm doing it. I'm going to put out content. Like you put yourself out there a lot, right? Yeah. Because like my very first ultra ones I didn't tell anybody I was doing it. No, I filmed it and did stuff still.
Sort of thing.
Like, yeah. But I want to like, if I want to quit, let's say, and nobody would have known, right? But then there is something to that also, like holding yourself accountable. Like I always said, like I have that, it's like a smile you get when you're in bed after like one of those. It's just like you're in so much pain, but you like did it successfully. Yeah. And the ones where I knew like maybe I had more, you just don't have that. So it's like you always think of those after. So
well, I even think of that with like when I used to wrestle. I was so mentally weak back then. Like I would give up on matches and stuff, and I remember just some of those matches where you do physically push as hard as you possibly can, and maybe you lose them still, or maybe you win. I remember just the feeling was so satisfying versus those ones where you just, you pulled off the gas, right? Like you had a bit more. Yeah. Like it's just different, right? Win or lose is one thing, but just knowing like it's different when you
put more in the tank.
When you lay it all out there, you don't feel quite so, you're like, you know what? It just wasn't my day, wasn't my week, like that guy said. That's such a cool thing. Wow, who knew someone puking up had such wise wisdom? Yeah. But I like that. Yeah. Looking on how far his failures are compared to what they used to be. I think that's super cool.
For sure. Yeah. Just try not to make a habit of like, that's why it was always important to, after I'd have a failure, to like get back and try and get a W, like get a win. No matter what it was. You know?
You don't want to have like moral victories every time.
I had that one in Mexico where I got that gluten sickness, and then I got puke and dehydration. But then like the week after I went back and I did.
Was that a race?
Yeah, that was a race. Puerto
What was
Vallarta.
that one again?
It was a 100-kilometer UTMB race in Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
So it was like, I think it was like 93K. But yeah, the week after is when I did the Canmore to Calgary, like the 102-kilometer.
Right. Yeah.
And then again, like it felt good to get a win, and like I made a video and a bunch of people followed from it and stuff. So it was like, yeah, so yeah, just trying to come back after.
Yeah.
Like, redeem
moral
yourself.
victories are huge. You need them, but at the end of the day, you need those true victories as well, right?
Yeah.
That's very, very, very fair. I like that kind of thought process that you gotta get back on the horse and try and win a few with following up those quote unquote failures, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
How we doing on time here?
Probably 5 more minutes.
All right,
left.
let's see. Let's see. So, I mean, this one I kind of like, it's kind of going off what we talked about just about that guy saying that, but was there like a specific quote, book, or like person that changed your mental game the most? Like, it sounded like that guy's little offhand quote that I guarantee he doesn't remember ever saying, like, changed that mental kind of thought process for you. Was there anything that you can think of in terms of a quote or a book or something that really, truly, not just like, oh, I love that book, but truly gave you something that pushed your mental game and your abilities to that next level?
I remember seeing, Ross Edgley. He's like the biggest probably inspiration for any of the things I've done. He's like, if anyone doesn't know, he's the one who swam around mainland Great Britain, like 157 days, just swam around Iceland, but he was also always like an athlete and like a great physique, and obviously taking on these huge challenges, but he also would like write about it and was very articulate in his like athlete scholar type of thing. So I think that he was like a really big inspiration. It's like I still do daily journal every day. I've done for like the last 4 and something years. And hopefully turn like all those things into a book at some point. But
super cool. I had no idea.
Yeah. So that's always been a hard part to maintain during, like, let's say Africa, at the end of the day.
Did you do it all through Africa as well?
Every day for the last 4 something years.
Today I had to poop in a cockroach-filled bathroom.
Yeah.
Dear diary.
But
that's super cool.
Yeah, Ross, or I mean, like, it was pretty surreal this year, like listening to David Goggins on Joe Rogan, like when I first started doing ultra stuff, right, is before like the fads of doing the challenges he does and like the 4x48 or whatever, like any of that, but like reading his book and then just, going out and trying stuff and wanting to do Moab for so many years. I had the COVID, I signed up for it, then COVID happened, and then I had to defer it because I hurt my foot, and then I deferred it because of my swim. Then I tried it and failed it, and then this year, getting it done and running it with him was like pretty surreal, like being there and seeing him and running with him. So that was really cool. But I mean, there's a number of guys, like just knowing Ross, he was going for the longest straight swim in history. Yeah. Right before my swim, like right? A week before, was his second attempt of this.
And he failed because of hyperthermia, didn't he?
Yeah, in Italy, he did this one. So first he did Loch Ness, and then Italy, and then he did it. He actually got it in the Yukon River. Oh, wow. But this was his second attempt, and I remember seeing that he made it like 71K and got pulled, and I was like, oh man, this guy's like swam across around Great Britain, like he's done all these things and he failed that. Like, how am I supposed to do 106 when I've already only made it less than 50K twice? Like, but then actually getting it done and realizing that like this guy's been inspiration for so long, and I'm at the level of, or like in the same realm of distance wise. It was like, that was pretty like cool to see. So yeah, I still really want to meet Ross at some point.
That'd be sweet. Well, the thing with that is it's this sport that you're in is kind of a sport of failure, right? Like, it's in every other sport, the quote unquote failure is a lot of times just in practice where you don't see it, and then in the big stage it's one game that lasts a short amount of time and then it's over. Whereas these, it's like you get in 100 miles and you don't make it to 150 and it's a failure, quote unquote. And so it's a more amplified, like, I don't think there's more failure in that sport. It's just maybe more time makes it seem like a bigger kind of quote unquote waste of time or something with these failures. So it is interesting that he did that right before you, where one of the greats of the sport had a quote unquote failure, and then you're having to hop in that water and go further than that. Did you find that weighed on you?
Weighed on me in what way? Like
negatively, like during the swim, or do you think, or was it?
I was more like all these things. It's more before, like before you go, you're so nervous, your mind's racing. Once you start, it's just doing what has to be done.
So kind of calms once you're not thinking, oh man, he only made it this far and I've still got 30K to go.
No, it's more shifts to just like, trying to say anything to keep yourself going. Like you can say, oh, I won't quit no matter what. I'll do anything, but your mind will go to some crazy spots trying to find any justification or reason why you could quit or do it, And it's just like, I think the people that are really good at it are just good at turning those thoughts over and not letting them get like too far out of grasp, or letting them get too far ingrained. But I think also playing baseball, I mean, you deal with failure a lot. Like if you hit 4 out of 10 balls at the plate, you're considered one of the best. Yeah,
that is true.
Like 3 out of 10, is really good.
Yeah, I had no idea until this year with the Blue Jays. That's crazy.
So I mean, you deal with a lot of failure doing that. So growing up playing that, I mean, you do have to. Or same with like making an error, you just gotta reset and start over. Or else you just let it. You'll keep making them if you don't get it. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're almost out of time. I want to do a couple rapid fire ones.
Okay.
Would you ever do something like Everest?
Yeah, I'd love to do Everest. I think just because of the iconic of it, like, I don't know if I'd get fully into mountaineering like K2 winter or crazy ones like that. But I mean, I had that friend Devin that just did Everest. I think it's just more of a cost thing at this point. It costs like a couple $100,000 US to do with everything. It's crazy. I mean, but that would be an iconic, those iconic moments I think are pretty cool.
Oh, Devin. Yeah. He's the one that did the marathon on his hands, right?
Yeah, the bear crawl. He did the backflip on top of Everest.
That's right. Highest backflip.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would be cool. The 7 summits would be a cool one to do. I've done one, so 6 more to go.
Was that the one in Kilimanjaro?
Yeah, one.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. If your gluten intolerance went away tomorrow, what's the first thing you're eating?
Oh. Man, anything. Probably a pizza, like a true gluten-filled pizza. Yeah.
What about like cereal? When we were little,
Fruit Loops.
That's what I was thinking. We loved that sort of stuff growing up.
Yeah, guys, Cheerios do gluten free in the States, so I've had those. But I haven't had Fruit Loops since I was like 5.
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles, but it's just not the same.
It's not the same.
No.
All right, last one. What's the end goal with this? What would be the, if you have to hang up your boots tomorrow, only one last endeavor, what would be the last thing? The holy grail endeavor. I've said endeavor like 3,000 times.
I don't know. I think I always want to do something like this in my life in some way or another. I mean, obviously, like I said, if you're at a point like where you're at, where you have a family and things, you obviously have to adjust stuff. But even just seeing my dad, I mean, he's turned 78 yesterday, literally, and he's still going world triathlon and like competing, and I think it just shows like he doesn't look like he's 50, like it just shows that if you keep moving, keep doing things, you have a more full life. So I think I always want to do it in some ways, but if I had to do like one last one, I'd probably try and encapsulate everything I do, like a skydive style and then maybe like an ultimate triathlon, like a big swim to a big long run to a bike or base jump at the end, or I don't know, something like that. It would be if I had one left to do, I'd probably try and encapsulate all of the disciplines. But
skydive on one side of the continent, run, bike, swim across the rest of it, and then base jump off the other side.
Yeah, or one I do want to do that I just haven't got into much yet. I think would like to do at some point is like a ocean crossing, like the people that do the rowing or the
like rowing or swimming.
No, like even like a ocean rowing, or like the kayak. The kayak could be like solo, but even as like a team, like a row across the Atlantic, they do that or something. I think starting to get into more stuff with other people is good, because like a lot of these things I'll do because either nobody can just leave and leave their life and go, or like
just get a few bros and
but I think that would
kayak across the Atlantic.
Yeah, I think it's something like that would be cool. So,
babe, I'm going out with the guys for 6 months. We're just gonna, I don't know, nothing crazy, just
race
kayak across the Atlantic. Bro things,
Yeah.
All right, I like it. We can wrap it up there.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming. If anybody is in Calgary, Ford's a chiropractor, so he's got Adjusted for Life on 14th.
Yes, sir. 14th,
so
20th Ave.
You can find him online.
Yeah, I'll tell you all the things about Nick that I couldn't tell on here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's episode 19. So thanks for coming, man.
Hey, thanks for letting me invite myself.
Love you, dude. Alrighty.
Well, that was the most. We gotta redo that.
That was a good one.
That's better.
Alrighty. Well, thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Keep her not so bad.
Keep her not so bad.